Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. This is Sunday, the 25th of 20. I think it's 25th of March. Um, I want to ask your prayer for my family. Um, One of my second cousins, his name's Michael Paul, and his last name is Boner. He passed away either sometime yesterday, I believe. He was riding a side by side. It's kind of like a four-wheeler, but it has like a dune buggy look to it. He was riding one of those, and I guess he wrecked, and he died with the wreck. So he wasn't real old. I would say probably in his mid-30s, if even maybe give or take. He was a sweet person. I mean, he had a good attitude. When I seen him at family reunions and everything, he was really a nice young man, and he had good parents. He had real good parents, and he had, I think, 3 kids. I don't believe he had any grandchildren yet because his kids are just graduating and stuff like that. But anyway, he's my mom's oldest sister, who is still alive. I think she'll be 86 this year. And it was her grandson. And I know that part of our family is major ripped apart because my aunt lost a son in his 50s back in, I think, early 2000s. And then about 2 years ago, she lost her son that stayed with her and took care of her. His name was James. The other one's name was Denny. He lived out in Dayton or somewhere in Ohio. I think it was Dayton. He died. He was in a coma for a while. It had something to do with, I think, his heart or his diabetes. I don't know exactly which it was. But she's already, and then her husband, he passed away back in the 90s. So, and then she lost my mom, which was her sister, in 2022. And my dad, which was her brother-in-law, but we were really close-knit family. I mean, when you were in our family, you were in it. I've got a young lady I call my cousin, and really she's not, but by marriage, she was my cousin-in-law. And I still talk to her and tell her I love her and everything. I mean, we had good conversations at our reunions when she was married to my cousin. I think it was my cousin Ray's ex-wife. I can't remember. But anyway, our family has been through some great loss. We lost another cousin, a second cousin, Daniel Myers. He lived in Ohio. I'm sorry, Florida. And he died of, I want to say it was some kind of overdose or something. I don't really know what it was, but that was my cousin Virginia's son. And then Virginia's mom, which is also my cousin Karina Loretta and my cousin Johnny's mom. Her name was Juanita Jane. We all know her as Aunt Janie. She passed away 2 years ago this month. We lost mom's cousin and her husband, and I want to say right after New Year's, January 31st, mom's cousin died, and that was, I want to say 2021. And we just had a lot of sadness, so please keep our family in prayer, and especially my aunt Edna, the Boner family. Please keep prayers going up for them. And I know their last name is kind of funny, but it is her last name. And if you want to not use that, you can use her maiden name, Edna Burgess. And I mean, I just want to say that, a lot of things are happening. I really believe that it's ramping up. We're getting ready to see the Lord come back and take us home. And I hope and pray that my loved ones I've lost will be there. My mom and dad will be. They gave their heart to God. I like to think my Aunt Janie will be there too. My mama, who I lost over 43 years ago. My grandpa that I lost about 30-some years ago. My other grandpa, he didn't believe. I guess you could say he had an atheist opinion about the Lord. And see, brothers and sisters, I know that the Lord truly exists. I know He does. I have no doubt He exists. He's been with me through so much, and I love the Lord. I mean, and I choose to stand strong in my faith. There is a lot of people out there that don't want to believe in God, and it's not really so much that they don't believe in Him. They just don't want their sins to be brought to light. And technically, that's going to happen. I mean, if you commit a sin, you're going to be judged by God. Whether you believe in Him or not, you're going to be judged. And if you don't accept Jesus Christ, our free gift, we did not deserve, but God sent His only begotten Son to die for us. Now, there's Paula White out there that says, He's not the only begotten Son. Okay, you know what? Yes, He is the only begotten Son. All of us are like you take a vine and you kind of try to vine in another one. We are attached in through Christ Jesus. I can't think of the word right now, but you know what I mean. We're grafted in through our love and acceptance of Jesus Christ. And when you think about the Lord, think about it. He came, he came like, he came and and that, if you've seen that on my shirt, it wasn't a bug, it was a piece of dirt. But anyway, like I was saying, He came. He lived a sinless life. He walked this earth for 33 and a half years. And He came to teach the last 3.5 years of His life. He taught His Father's kingdom, the Word of God, which is Jesus that became flesh and dwelt among us. Now, a lot of people don't want to buy this stuff. You don't buy it, you accept it, and that's the wrong choice of words, I think, to say. But you don't hold on a minute. I'm sorry. I just have one of those, coffee needed. I drink 1 cup a day, and this is my cup right here. This is my cup for my coffee. I got it when I was in the hospital. I actually got a few of them. And the reason why I like this for my coffee, because I can close it up when I'm not drinking it, and it keeps anything from getting in it. Because you know how dust balls and all that stuff fly around, especially when you're working on the house and our apartment. We're trying to get it cleaned up from where it had a lot of nicotine on the walls and everything from when I used to smoking in. My roommates that were here quite a few years ago, about 2 years ago they left, they smoked too, and the nicotine, I believe, was truly on the wall before then too, from the prior, previous tenants. But um, it looks a lot better, I have to say. I mean, it's beginning to look a lot more homey for us. Anyway, enough about that. There's a lot of people that are choosing not to believe in the only begotten Son of God, and He is the only begotten Son. God is God, and we are not. We are His creation. We are His mankind. No, we were created in the image of God. In the image of God, He created them, male and female, which goes to show you a male and a female is true marriage, not two males, not two females. The puzzle parts don't fit. And that should tell you, because God made man and woman to make more life, to procreate and make more life on earth. And these people are taking that and twisting it in a way that really it's just disgusting. And they really don't care who they hurt. I mean, they're out there now. It used to be that we had a right to speak our mind as believers, but that's all been taken away. I mean, if we talk against that life, they want to throw a lawsuit against you. But, when it comes to me, I put this out there right now. Don't come after me with your homophobic junk, because I used to live it. As I tell it many times in my videos, I was once in that lifestyle. I done the female impersonation, and God showed me the error of my ways. I got to literally say I spiritually fell on my face. And it was back in 2008 that I was convicted of that. And I couldn't go by a graveyard that I didn't feel, major conviction, or a church. And I remember when I started driving by church, and every church I said, God bless, like that, because I knew that was, supposed to be a place that you worship God. But not everything has the title church on it is really a true church. And the word Christian, if you are in the homosexual life, don't say you are a Christian. Christ is not in you. No matter how much you remove stuff from the Bible and make your own little version, your version is garbage. You only picked what you wanted to be in there. You took anything out that convicted of sin. Like anything that talked about same-sex relationships or anything like that, you took it out. Well, whoever made that Bible can be guaranteed that their name was taken out of the Lamb's Book of Life, because no one who loves God and serves God would take nothing from the Bible, because it's a done deal. There's no moving, there's no adding. Like these people say, well, God told me this, God told me that. If it's not biblical, walk away from it. Now, I may say God's told me, or I like to say I felt God telling me that, or giving me an inkling that I'm not supposed to do this or not supposed to do that. And I feel that a lot of times. There was one time, okay, up front, I'm a fat man, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I am a big person. I have been most of my life. I take after my mommy. She was a big lady. Not big as I'm getting, big as I've gotten, but she was big. For her height and stature, she was, my little porky mommy. Oh, how I miss her and Dad both. But I know where they're at, and I wouldn't wish them back in this crazy, demonic, evil, wicked, dark world for nothing. The song says that all, this world is not my home. I'm just passing through. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door. And I can't feel at home in this world anymore. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door. And I can't feel at home in this world anymore. One of my favorite songs that I really, really love is, and I don't know the whole song, but for some reason, Patsy Cline's Walking After Midnight. Let's see. I walk through the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear is beckoning me. No, that's not right. But anyway, that's the song that I do. I love that song. And then what a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, when he shall take me by the hand and lead me through the promised land. What a day, what a day, what a wonderful day that would be. Which that's, what a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, when he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day, glorious day that will be. Now, a lot of people say I can sing, but personally, I sing now. I used to sing for, feel-good songs, which were, they were secular music, and now I only want to sing gospel music. Now, I do still like a few songs from my from when I was a child coming up, like Somebody's Knocking, and I'm Gonna Marry Myself a Rich Man, which was by Terry Gibbs. She was a blind lady. And then a lot of country music. I was trying to think of the word. When I used to get up as a kid, Mom got us up for school. Mom always had the radio on, and the songs, because Mom would do radio in the morning. She'd turn the TV on afternoon, and after she'd wash dishes, done whatever she was going to do, she'd turn the TV on, and then she would sit and watch her stories. I don't really know that she really watched much. I think she just listened. And, come to think of it, that was a stupid thing she did, because, that was not, it's a bunch of fornicators and adulterers playing the roles in these soap operas. But I got into them too when I was home. Me and her used to watch them together. I don't watch any kind of soap operas anymore. I'm not into them. They don't give you a good mindset at all. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm a big man, and a fat man. I am Fat Albert. Boom, 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 boom. When I still had my roommates. Now, they never paid me any money on utilities or rent or nothing. Which, it should have been a given. You were staying here. Why did I need to ask when one of you promised you'd give and never did? I forgive them. I still love them, but I don't want them around me anymore. That wasn't true friendship. That was using somebody, to be truthful with you. They left me in a mess. They left my home. It was a disaster. Disgusting. the way they kept it, because I decided I'd cleaned the house up a few times, and every time I cleaned it, they dirtied it right back up. So I just said, no, I'm not doing it no more. Then after they left, of course, I started, doing stuff. And then last year, I ended up in, this time I think I was actually probably in the hospital after I had my gallbladder took out. And then I ended up back at the nursing home for about a couple more months and I came home. But it actually really seemed like a lot longer that I was at home, but it was only 2 or 3 months. And, I'm still trying to get things fixed up. I'm still trying to, I'm just trying to get things where I can, I don't like asking for help, but if anybody out there can help, I would gratefully appreciate. And it's not for this channel. I ask nothing to run this channel. It costs me nothing, and that's all that matters. I have my car in the shop, and it hasn't been fixed yet because I was supposed to get income tax refund. But now that's being held back for something from last year, which I didn't even file mine. My cousin took it and had it done by AARP at the library, and this year I took and went to TurboTax online, and they prepared it. Well, told me how to go through and do all the preparance of it and stuff. And there's some kind of question about something in it, and TurboTax guarantees, So I'm giving it to God. But if anybody can, find it in their heart, and if you don't have any money, don't even tempt, because I don't want to take from someone who needs it. But if you happen to have something that you could help me to get my car out of the garage, get insurance on it and stuff, I'd really appreciate it. You can send it to my Cash App. It's $ and CecilBurdette. And it is capital C and then ECIL and capital B URDETTE, $ at the beginning of it. And that's my Cash App. Now, I don't expect anybody to give anything, but if you can, it would be gratefully appreciated. I want to have my car running. I haven't had a car for 2 years. I owned, but I didn't have it because it wasn't running. And I got it at the garage. It's been sitting up there for about a month or so now, and they're not pressing me or anything. They know they're waiting for me to get the money, and they'll fix it for me. And I need to get insurance and tags on it. So anyway, getting back to what I'm saying, if you feel led, then please help me. If you don't feel like you can do it, then don't. I'm not asking. I'm not begging. I'm asking, but I'm not begging, because I didn't start this channel because of wanting money or nothing. I don't monetize or nothing. I make no money on these, and I don't want to make money on these. I'm just asking for some donations, if someone can, to help me to get my car out. And I don't know how much it's going to take and everything. Now, or if you can, I tell you what, I really appreciate pray. Pray for me. Pray that my taxes, that I receive my taxes, that they find the error, which has to be they made, not me. And I get my taxes in. I won't have exactly enough for everything, but I will get the biggest part of it took care of. Really. Trying to catch up my electric bill. I've almost got it caught up from when I was in the nursing home and hospital last year. It took me a while to get it where it's at now. But it's still, I don't know, it's just weird. This month's power bill is $300 and some. I don't know. I'm supposed to call back and talk to somebody, and they're going to reinstate my payment arrangement where it'll be a little lower. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I just want to ask that all of you guys would, stay strong, continue looking, pray that Jesus returns soon. And again, remember my family in prayer. I thank you all. And just remember, if someone tells you they don't believe in Jesus, that's someone that needs serious prayer. We can't make them come to Jesus. You can drive, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. See, there's something coming to my mind that's kind of funny. Tim Hopkins, which is a Christian comedian. Tim Hawk. Anyway, he said his brother used to, you remember the song, Been Through the Desert on a Horse with No Name? Well, his brother sang it, well, I've been through the desert with a horse with no brain, and it might not be true, but it's funny. Anyway, brothers and sisters, I love you each and every one, and I hope you have a good week this coming week. Continue to look up. Jesus is coming soon, and just send a prayer up. And if you could, or if you know someone who needs to hear what I'm talking about, then please feel free. If this is your first time to the channel, like and subscribe. And I am not asking for money. I'm asking for people's generosity if they have it. If you don't have it, don't stress out. But if you can, please, I'd really appreciate it. I love you all, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful week coming up. God bless you. God keep you. See you next video, or see you in the clouds with Jesus. Bye.